15 dark sides of China you've never heard of. When you think of China, the image of the bustling city of Beijing probably comes to mind. It's a place filled with towering skyscrapers, advanced technology, and timeless traditions that have lasted for over 3,000 years. Behind that shimmering exterior lies a world with dark sides that few people know about. So today we're peeling back the layers to reveal 15 dark sides of China. Some of these stories will spark your curiosity, while others might leave you shocked. Get ready to explore, because you won't want to miss a single moment of what's coming up. Freedom of speech. In China, freedom of expression is closely monitored and controlled. Beijing has established a system where particular voices are amplified while others are discouraged. The government oversees all major news outlets, enforcing strict guidelines that limit open critique of officials and state policies. Online, a broad network of censors monitors social media, blogs, and even private chats, flagging certain keywords and managing discussions on sensitive topics. Crossing these boundaries can have significant consequences. Individuals who openly critique the government, even in private, may face accusations of spreading rumors or causing disruption, which can lead to legal actions. But freedom of speech is just one aspect. In China, even personal decisions like who to marry carry social pressures and expectations. How far do these societal demands reach? Cultural tensions, the Shanghai marriage market, and social pressures. The Shanghai marriage market in People's Park stands as a blend of tradition and modernity. Every weekend, parents and grandparents gather with profiles of their unmarried children, detailing age, education, and financial status, in hopes of finding a compatible match. For many families, marriage is considered both a personal choice and a social responsibility, with some families placing value on financial stability alongside romantic connection. This tradition reflects changing societal dynamics as young people prioritize career development, choosing to delay marriage, which raises concerns among some older generations who view this shift as impacting family cohesion. The market illustrates the balance between family expectations and individual freedom, showing how traditional values remain present even as China modernizes. This unique ritual raises universal questions about balancing tradition with personal happiness, highlighting the ongoing negotiation between respecting the past and embracing change. So, what other freedoms face restrictions in this controlled society? Before you find out, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Extreme labor practices. 996 work culture in the tech industry. China's tech sector is characterized by a 996 work culture, where employees work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. This schedule, promoted by tech companies as a path to high productivity, has raised concerns about worker well-being. Employees face significant pressure, often compromising health, family time, and personal pursuits to meet the demands of this culture, which can lead to extreme fatigue and health issues. In the year 2019, China's Supreme Court and the Ministry of Human Resources labeled the 996 schedule as inconsistent with labor laws, though progress in reform has been gradual. Despite efforts to reduce hours, implicit expectations often lead employees to stay late, underscoring the balance between economic growth and ethical considerations. This work culture, while supporting China's economic rise, raises important questions about the cost of rapid progress and the balance between productivity and worker well-being. As China's influence on global tech grows, the conversation around the 996 culture continues, encouraging a broader reflection on growth limits and worker health, food safety issues, and counterfeit products. China's rapid industrial growth has affected many sectors, including food production, where mislabeled or substandard products can pose health risks. Despite government reform attempts, cases of questionable food products, like altered meats and synthetic rice, continue to appear, impacting the Made in China label. One example is imitation rice made from ingredients like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and other synthetic materials, which has been sold internationally and may pose risks if consumed over time. Similarly, imitation beef, chemically treated pork, and replicated eggs made from various materials may mislead consumers and introduce low-quality substances into households. Moderate penalties and limited oversight in small factories allow these practices to continue. While the government has implemented food safety reforms, inconsistent enforcement lets low-quality goods remain prevalent. These issues raise public health concerns and pressure China to enforce stronger regulations to protect consumer trust and safety, highlighting the critical balance between economic growth and ensuring safe food practices. While consumers question food quality, deeper cultural freedoms are also at stake. What does it mean to live in a country where traditions and beliefs are regulated? Cultural and religious freedoms. China's policies on cultural and religious freedoms have drawn international attention, particularly in Xinjiang and Tibet, where ethnic and religious identities face strict limitations. In Xinjiang, millions of Uyghurs, a Muslim minority, reportedly face controls through detention, labor programs, and initiatives aimed at cultural integration. Similar challenges affect Tibet, where government oversight of monasteries, religious appointments, and schools prioritizes Mandarin over Tibetan, threatening cultural preservation. In June 2024, Human Rights Watch urged the United Nations to assess these policies, advocating for accountability. Human rights groups argue China's push for unity conflicts with cultural diversity, altering community identities and heritage, leaving the future of these minority groups uncertain. Extreme cuisine and health controversy. China's adventurous food scene combines cultural heritage with bold tastes. Century eggs, preserved in clay, ash, and salt, develop a green yolk and jelly-like texture with a strong, acquired taste. Bee larvae, a soft, protein-rich snack, and nutrient-dense crocodile meat further highlight China's diverse cuisine. However, some exotic foods have raised health concerns, particularly regarding illnesses that can be transmitted from animals. For instance, one particular soup became widely discussed at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic due to misconceptions about its origins. Although this was later disproved, the situation underscores the scrutiny that China's food culture sometimes faces. China's extreme cuisine represents a balance between tradition and modern health awareness. While these foods are deeply rooted in cultural customs and regional identity, globalization intensifies the focus on food safety. As China modernizes, it faces the challenge of preserving culinary traditions while addressing health concerns, reflecting a broader question: how can societies honor their roots while meeting modern standards? Social inequality and overpopulation, the human cost of progress. In Beijing, the economic divide is stark. Wealthy residents enjoy high-rise apartments, top-tier services, and prestigious jobs. Meanwhile, just miles away, lower-income workers and migrant families struggle in cramped, aging neighborhoods. Migrant workers, drawn from rural areas by the promise of better wages, often live in overcrowded, modest housing on the city's outskirts. Beijing's infrastructure is strained by this dense population and public services are stretched thin. Resources like healthcare and education are often prioritized for residents with urban residency permits, or hukou, leaving many migrants excluded from quality schools and medical facilities. For them, life in the city is challenging, marked by daily sacrifices and limited opportunities. The human cost of Beijing's economic success is clear. While the city embodies modernity and wealth, many of its residents face a reality of struggle. As Beijing continues to grow, questions remain about its ability to adapt and bridge the economic divide, highlighting the profound challenges of China's rapid development. The transformation from ancient history to global power. Beijing, one of the world's oldest cities, holds a legacy stretching back over 3 millennia, embodying resilience and transformation. Originating as a small settlement on vital trade routes, Beijing flourished, becoming the capital of the Yuan dynasty under Kublai Khan in the 13th century. Iconic structures like the Forbidden City rose here, symbolizing imperial strength. Each ruling dynasty left its mark, as Beijing witnessed China's evolving ambitions and triumphs. Beijing is one of the oldest cities in the world, with a rich history dating back more than 3 millennia, a claim few cities can make. Today, China's transformation is profound. From an agrarian past, it has emerged as a technological and economic powerhouse, with cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen defined by skyscrapers and innovation. Ancient capitals now represent rapid growth, with China's progress unmatched in speed and scope. China epitomizes rapid technological and economic progress, a nation that redefined economic ascension. Yet beyond the urban glimmer lies a deeper story. In Beijing, high-rises sit alongside ancient courtyards, symbols of continuity and change. These streets reflect a nation's pride and ambition, but at what cost? As we delve deeper, we'll explore the complexities and challenges hidden beneath China's meteoric rise. What do you think is the most surprising aspect of China's rise? Let us know in the comments. Your perspective adds to the conversation. Real estate boom and bust ghost cities and economic crisis. China's rapid urban development has created ghost cities, vast, empty urban areas with high-rise apartments, shopping malls, and deserted streets. Built as speculative investments, these cities now stand mostly uninhabited. This oversupply, enough to house 3 billion people, reveals an imbalance in supply and demand, raising questions about economic sustainability for a nation of 1.4 billion. During the real estate boom, developers built entire cities, expecting economic growth and urban migration would fill them. However, rising property prices made housing less accessible for many, resulting in around 50 ghost cities across China. These cities, once symbols of ambition, now illustrate the challenges of speculative growth. China's real estate sector has fueled significant growth and attracted global investment, but slowing sales and rising debt have exposed structural vulnerabilities. Companies like Evergrande face significant debt challenges, prompting government measures to stabilize the sector. Real estate issues now have broader economic implications, as the industry supports many jobs and serves as a major investment avenue for households. The government now faces a delicate task addressing housing oversupply and corporate debt without unsettling the property market. As China navigates this challenge, the world watches closely, aware of its potential global impact. These ghost cities serve as a reminder of the risks tied to rapid, speculative real estate development, the hukou system, and social barriers. In China, access to essential services like healthcare and education depends on hukou, a household registration system established in the year 1950s. Originally designed to manage population distribution and preserve urban resources, hukou now contributes to social disparities by categorizing individuals as rural or urban hukou holders. Urban hukou grants access to quality schools, healthcare, and job opportunities, while rural hukou limits these benefits, creating a divide as rural residents move to cities seeking better lives. Millions of rural migrants support urban economies but remain outsiders under the hukou system, with limited access to local social services, higher healthcare costs, and restricted school options for their children. This restricted access limits their upward mobility and enforces a visible social divide. For example, a migrant child with rural hukou in Beijing may face obstacles to quality education, affecting their future prospects and reinforcing a limited level of access in the city. As China pursues growth, hukou has become a focal point of tension. Despite some reforms, hukou still impacts millions, raising concerns about equity in the future of China's social policies. This system challenges China's ability to sustain progress while placing constraints on a large portion of its urban workforce, echoing the experience of migrant workers and their families as they seek a fairer place in society. The cost of growth, environmental and transportation issues. China's rapid urban expansion, particularly in industrial centers like Beijing, has had a significant environmental impact. As millions move to cities for job opportunities, infrastructure struggles to keep up, leading to intense traffic congestion and pollution. Crowded streets and packed subway stations are now a daily scene, with gridlock worsening air quality and making commuting exhausting for residents. The increase in private car use, coupled with reliance on coal-fired power plants, has left Beijing blanketed in smog. Many residents face gray skies and wear masks daily to protect themselves from the polluted air. On highly polluted days, children and the elderly are urged to stay indoors, as the health risks include respiratory and cardiovascular issues. Beijing's location, surrounded by mountains, traps pollutants, leading to persistent haze. Industrial emissions and wintertime coal heating intensify the problem, making clean air a rare commodity. According to the World Health Organization, prolonged exposure to air pollution can result in respiratory diseases and reduced life expectancy. This environmental toll casts a shadow over China's economic growth, underscoring the health cost of urbanization. Though the government has initiated measures like promoting electric vehicles and closing some coal plants, achieving clean air remains a challenge. Beijing's residents live with the harsh reality that economic progress has often come at the expense of their health, raising the question, can China pursue growth while safeguarding its citizens' quality of life? Technology and control. The social credit system and surveillance. In China, technology is a powerful tool for control, especially through the social credit system SCS, which monitors and scores the behavior of its citizens, companies and institutions. Originally aimed at fostering trust, the SCS has become a means of extensive oversight, rewarding high scorers with privileges and penalizing low scorers. It gathers data from various sources including financial transactions, social media, and a vast network of nearly 600 million surveillance cameras, making citizens acutely aware of constant monitoring. Compliance with the system can unlock benefits like loan access and job opportunities, while low scores lead to restrictions like travel bans and limited job prospects. Although the SCSAS aims to create a harmonious society, it raises serious concerns about privacy and freedom, pressuring people to conform to state expectations. A single misstep can result in lasting consequences, trapping some in a cycle of limited freedoms. This surveillance affects daily life, with many citizens avoiding sensitive discussions online or in public to protect their scores, impacting personal freedom and shaping behavior. As the SCS expands, it prompts a crucial question: when does control overshadow freedom? China's model of governance through technology may influence other systems worldwide, highlighting the tension between state security and individual liberty. Yet, the story of control doesn't end within China's borders. It's spreading beyond, reshaping global norms. How far-reaching is China's influence on freedom worldwide? Exportation of digital authoritarianism. China's digital infrastructure model is spreading globally, driven by the Digital Silk Road, part of its Belt and Road Initiative. Through this program, China provides essential tech infrastructure like high-speed internet, cloud services and surveillance systems to countries in Asia, Africa and beyond, expanding its influence. While these technologies boost connectivity and create economic opportunities, they also bring systems that monitor and manage information, introducing a model of centralized information management. Nations receiving this tech, such as Pakistan, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and Uganda, gain tools like 5G and AI-powered surveillance, enabling extensive data collection and information oversight. Similar to China's Great Firewall, this expansion risks normalizing restricted information access and limiting open information flow, potentially impacting global norms around internet use. Critics warn that as more states adopt these tools, global standards may shift toward restricted internet governance, posing questions about privacy and freedom of expression. China's approach raises important considerations. Will technology empower citizens or manage them? And how will democratic values evolve in a more regulated digital landscape? Poverty and urbanization in Chongqing. Chongqing, a rapidly expanding metropolis in southwestern China, is a city of contrasts, where modern skyscrapers rise beside neighborhoods facing economic challenges. This growth has attracted rural migrants in search of work, yet it has also widened the gap between thriving urban centers and surrounding areas. In less affluent neighborhoods, rents are low. Some apartments are available for as little as $40 monthly, drawing workers who take on essential roles, such as portering, earning around $3 daily. Many send part of their earnings to families back home, hoping to improve their financial situation while living in compact spaces with limited privacy. As a mega laboratory for urbanization, Chongqing has launched large-scale initiatives to address these economic divides, including satellite towns designed to help rural migrants adapt to urban life. These efforts highlight China's approach to managing urban growth while also addressing social challenges. Chongqing's story reflects China's larger endeavor to balance economic progress with social equity, raising questions about the sustainability of this model as urban populations continue to rise.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and tap the notification button for the latest updates, exclusively on Epic Media.